Hey friends, and welcome to another episode of At Home with Eastbrook Homes. My name is Eric Hultgren, and on this episode, we are joined by Jeff Costello, and he's going to give us some tips on how you can win even in a market like this. And as I said at the top, my guest today, and I don't know that I can properly give you the amount of excitement I am to hang out with my dear friend Jeff Costello, because you have to understand that Jeff and I have been friends for a couple years now, so I've been sort of waiting for him to come up in the rotation for the podcast, and we are finally here. And Jeff, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing? Thanks for having me. I can't believe I wasn't your first guest, by the way.
You were my first choice, but it took this long to get here.
Okay, well, this is the maddest I've ever been, but we'll get over it. We're okay. I'm good.
So friends, Jeff is here because as we've been talking in this podcast, the market, in lack of a better word, is bananas. And there's if you come into this market and you don't have an expert like a Jeff Costello, like a company like Eastbrook Homes, it's going to be really, really difficult to navigate through this. And even with an expert like Jeff, it's not like it's a walk in the park. But today, Jeff, I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on A, what are you seeing in the market? And B, what are some tips and tricks that you could give us to kind of navigate through this stuff? If there's a house that I have to have, or if I want to make sure that I can thread the needle between selling my house and then getting another house, because that's the other weird part of this market. Just some sort of tips and tricks of what you've been seeing over the last 13 months.
Absolutely. It's fabulous. And you're 100% correct. I've been doing this since 1994. Been in the real estate industry here in West Michigan since that. And it's never, ever, ever been like this. That being said, people have got to do their homework, and you have to be ready to go on a given day. Today is March 10. You need to be ready to go March 10. And the decision, there's no wavering. There's no waffling. The decisions need to be made right now. So with that being said, you have to have that pre-approval letter in hand. It's not negotiable. It's not something you need to go, hey, I'll get it next week or I'll get it tomorrow. It has to be in hand. Sellers want to know that they are selling to somebody who's ready to go.
Because, Jeff, they don't have to wait for you because there's 48 people behind you.
There are 48 people behind you. It's funny you say that. I was showing a house this weekend, and it went on the market at 9 o'clock in the morning, and she had 22 showings by noon. And so you're right. It just is just something that, exactly. They're behind you. They're ready to go, and they're lined up. Interest rates is something we can never control. No matter how hard we work in this business, no matter if I started in 94 or if I started in 2020, interest rates are in your favor. And so now is the time. I can't reiterate that. We've heard that a lot over the last year and a half, but now is the time. Yes. 100%.
Now, do you think, Jeff, and I've asked a couple people at the Eastbrook team about this question, but I would love to get your perspective. Do you think being stuck at home for the last 12 months and staring at the same four walls is contributing to this, along with all of the crazy market indicators that are doing that, where people are just like, I've lived in this house, but I'm usually in an office for 10 hours a day. Now I'm here for 24 hours a day, and I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. And a 2x4 is $9, so I'm not going to do it myself. It's actually probably better for me to go get in the market and see how I can win the house of my dreams.
Oh, my gosh, yes, absolutely 100%. COVID has done a variety of different things for not only West Michigan, but society as a whole. One of them is you're really looking at life. You're looking at life at home, whatever 123 Main Street or wherever it is that you live. And that has become your castle. That has become your domicile. That has become everything to everybody, whether it's your school, whether it's your work, whether it's the gas station, whether it's whatever it is, it's all become one. So yeah, people are looking at those four walls saying, my goodness gracious, honey, we can put up a home theater. We can create a genuine home office, not a second bedroom, because that's usually what it is. Oh, we'll use the second bedroom for a home office. Not anymore. We are creating home offices. We are creating theater rooms. I put in more golf simulators, I kid you not, in the last 18 months than we ever have. And that's a lot of work, because you got to do a 10-foot foundation. And I mean, this is no joke here. This is an expensive thing. But yeah, home has become something really, really different. We've called it the American dream for years and years and years, but it truly is, man. It's amazing how people have taken a different look at where they actually live.
So you said got to be ready to go on March 10th. If you're going on March 10th, what else can people think about to kind of be better prepared to get into this market and kind of, roll with the punches, so to speak?
A lot of the information is just doing your homework. A lot of it is really sitting down and having a written path that you and your significant other want to take. If you don't have that path written down and ready to go, you are not going to succeed on it. Rocket Mortgage has a great commercial out right now, and the gentleman says, "I think we can afford this home." You can't have that. It's if you're walking through this home, you have to be ready to go now. And doing that is doing your homework, getting online, looking at our website, figuring out which home you want, which house you want, and which features you want, and then reaching out to us and reaching out to us. I get emails at midnight. I get emails at 6 o'clock in the morning. People are doing their homework. Those are the ones that succeed. The ones that are just kind of, I think we can move, I think we're ready, just aren't going to succeed in this market, and then become very frustrated and become really kind of upset and go, gosh, we didn't get that house. You weren't ready to get that house. You need to be ready to get that house. Yeah. So you need.
Which has this interesting mindset, right? Because typically when you're going to move into your first house or your second house, there's a reason that you're moving from the first to the second, if it's more room or less room or whatever it is. But you're usually, because I remember when we bought this house, you're usually like, I'm looking around and I'm going to check out a couple houses and we'll just go at a leisurely pace. And when the house that we love speaks to us, Jeff, we will just pull the But right now it's more like the Indianapolis 500 and you're going 290 miles an hour. And if you happen to pass by the house of your dreams, you better grab it right now.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. The people that come through and, today's Wednesday and, we'll chat with you on Saturday, you've lost. And as a salesperson, that's no fun to tell them that either. It is a difficult situation, or to let them know, listen, prices are going to go up on Monday. I just want you to be aware of it. There's a number of people that say, well, that's a sales ploy. He's just saying that to get us to do that. And they come back and it's $6,000 higher. And that's a tough conversation to have. I think people are getting used to us telling them the truth, being honest and sincere and open, and being ready to go. So again, it just has to be ready. Yeah.
And so what has this last 13 months been like for you? Because one of the advantages, and we talk a lot about this on the podcast, of Eastbrook is that for my money, if I was going to move, the move I would make is to build, because I don't necessarily, the things you've been talking about don't necessarily sound like a great time for me. So for me, it would be to build would be the next step. But for you, what has the last 13 months been at Eastbrook, since you guys have that competitive advantage where you're starting from the ground up, so to speak?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I believe today is the anniversary of COVID. If memory serves me correctly, I think this is when the governor shut us down, or it really hit Michigan. And so 48 hours from that time frame, we were in meetings trying to figure out who we were going to possibly lay off, what types of things we were going to do in order to kind of hold on and batten down the hatches. We never expected it to be like this. We had the best year in history of Eastbrook last year, and we've had just an unbelievably robust start to 2021. We're at 147 sales already, and we're kind of in the third month of what's going on. So it's been crazy. It's been insane. You go to bed at night and thank God that you're doing it. On the other hand, there's just been different problems. We can't get appliances, or we can't get a light. And once we fix those problems, other ones pop up. We're continuing to fix those as they go. But at least, they're good problems to have. And our customers that are under contract are working with us, and they're patient. Not all of them, but we're also doing the best we can. And they know it too, because they've been at home, or their industry's been changed as well. So it's been insane. It's been crazy. I love it, or else I wouldn't do it. And we're just going to keep rolling right through it and do our best.
Well, and I was just going to say, like, for people who don't know you very well, or maybe seeing you for the first time on the podcast, this seems like if I was going to make a Jeff Costello Petri dish where you would thrive and enjoy, it would be this constant pivot, constant chaos, constant iteration, constant figuring out how to solve a puzzle, which is what we've been doing. As you said, this is the anniversary, what we've been doing for 12 straight months.
12 straight months, and I hope to God we never see these 12 months again. I hope this COVID thing gets solved, and there's some pretty bright people out there that put together a vaccine, and it looks like we're getting out of this thing and going from there. That being said, we've got a lot of cleanup work to do. We've got a lot of things that we're going to do. And yeah, if you want to work 24/7, yep, I've enjoyed this. This has been fun. Have I enjoyed the chaos and the different things like that? No, not all of it. It's sad that some stuff has happened, but in our industry, we've just continued to work through the issues. We've got fabulous leadership. Mick McGraw is an amazing individual, and has really guided us through this mess. And like I said, 534 homes last year and 147 so far this year. We're keeping going.
And so I'll leave you with that one because I kind of want you to put your Nostradamus hat on it. And do you, because I've asked everybody on this podcast because I kind of want to get a sense of the wealth of knowledge you guys have. Looking out into the future, do you see any signs of this slowing down, or is it going to be like this for the foreseeable future?
I don't. And the reason I don't is West Michigan is an unbelievable area from still an affordability standpoint throughout the country. I've looked at a number of different markets, and I look where people are coming from. We have people under contract from Ohio, from Kentucky, from Wisconsin. Illinois is always amazing for us. The Chicago area, the Detroit area, things like that. The lifestyle you can still lead here. The affordability that you have. Lake Michigan's, 40 miles away. So I don't see it slowing in West Michigan. Now it may slow in the metropolitan, the New York cities, like I said, reference Chicago and San Francisco. But for here, I just don't. And especially, like I said, interest rates, which I cannot control, are absolutely phenomenal. They're just phenomenal. So I continue to see this just continuing to go crazy. Yeah.
Jeff, as always, this has been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to let you get back to your day. Say hi to the family from me. And again, so excited to have you on for a couple of minutes, and can't wait to have you on again.
Thanks, man. Have a great day. Thanks for having me.